It's me, my sisters, my brother. Mom, we heard you last night. You were having such a wonderful time. You're so happy. Why don't you teach us that language and those stories? Oh, forget about it. That's the past. Forget about the past. Think about the future. She said, go to school. Study hard. Who knows? You might be president someday, huh? How many of us have been told that? Huh? Every one of us have been told that. That's what she'd tell us. When the American Indian movement formed, my mom was scared to death. I was always confronting the police brutality and racism. I was confronting the educational system. We looked at white European education, organized religion, and the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the federal government, as the three worst enemies of Indian people. That's what that's the way we looked at them. They worked day in and day out to strip us our language, our culture, our traditional way of life, remove us from our homeland into the urban areas so they can go in and steal what we had left. That's the way we looked at them, the three worst enemies of Indian people. So we confronted those institutions, made unbelievable changes. First urban Indian health programs anywhere in America was built by the American Indian, 2 of them in Minneapolis. The first legal rights center was a joint venture between the black community and the Indian community to put a stop to adoption programs of social welfare in the churches that were stealing our children by the thousands, not just Indian blacks and poor whites, putting them into adoption homes, splitting whole families up. Maybe one would become a Lutheran, one a Catholic, one Episcopalian, sent out to 3 different families, never allowed to see one another again, never allowed to have contact with their own parents. We have children. I belong to an organization that's bringing people back home again, finding their real parents. I have a niece that used to go into a little grocery store 2 or 3 times a week, and she met this other Indian woman there. And they got to be talking, and got to be friends. They'd buy little Dixie cups, and they'd go sit in the park, and a beautiful sunny day, and they would visit with one another. This went on for several weeks. Finally, one day, the younger lady said to this older one, where are you from anyway? She says, I'm Chippewa. Well, where are you from? I'm from Mahnomen. Mahnomen? Isn't that on the White Earth Reservation? Yeah. I said, what was your name? My name was Helen Green, but I married a Belcourt. A little girl got all excited. Helen Green? Do you know who I am? My name is Heidi. I'm Heidi. And the woman started to cry. 40 years old, she'd never seen her mother. That turned out to be her mother. I got another nephew and a niece that went to the same school in Minneapolis for 6 solid years and didn't know they were brother and sister. That's what I'm talking about. We formed a legal rights center. We have worked with 76,000 cases. I'm the only remaining, and I'm the vice president yet of that legal law firm in Minneapolis. Come and visit us sometime. I'll show you everything I'm talking about. They never mention this when they talk about the movement. They like to sensationalize us with Wounded Knee and the BIA takeover and the mascot issue. They don't want to tell people about the development. Have a job training program. By the way, our Legal Rights Center just represented their 76,000 case. Taking children back, bringing children back. Parental termination, determination of rights were only cases we took at the time. Taking about whole families, hundreds, thousands. We helped write the Indian Child Welfare Act. They don't say nothing about that when they write about the American Indian movement. We created a job training called American Indian OIC Opportunities Industrialization Center. Come and visit us. We got a brand new building. We got 4 other Indian OICs in the state of Minnesota. 22 years, we've trained over 30,000 Indian people. Taken 26,000 right off on welfare rolls and put them on payrolls. My mother started seeing all those things finally. She started developing. First she had heart problems. My brother Vern used to come out here. He He confronted me one day. My mother started having heart problems. She'd go to Denver and live with him. Finally, one day he came in. What are you doing anyway? You're driving your mother to her grave. She, do you know she's having she's having strokes? And I said, no, I don't know that. That's why she comes to live with me. She doesn't want to be here. You're getting arrested all the time. You're always in some type of confrontation. You're occupying federal buildings and everything. She says, you're driving your mother. I said, Vernon, I could never stop what I'm doing. Swung at me. I don't ever want to talk to you again, he said. I said, well, I'm going to go talk to Mom. By this time, my mother did start seeing the results. She started to see the health clinic, the culture, the drums, the powwow. Started seeing all of her nephews and nieces all dancing again, having a good time, sobering up. My mother started to see all that. She sat me down. She told me every time in that boarding school, every time she got caught speaking Indian, not just her, hundreds and thousands like her. Hundreds, thousands all over America. They give her a little bowl of water and bar soap and a toothbrush. And when she got caught speaking Indian, she had to go crawl on her hands and knees all day, scrubbing the floor and cleaning out the urinals in these Catholic boarding schools. And toward the end, not just her, every one of these Indian women here and any men in this room can tell you the same story. Every single one of them can tell you that story because their parents went through that. And toward the end, because my mother never gave up her language, still can speak it fluently, they tied sacks of marbles on her knees and forced her to scrub floors with a toothbrush. That's why I do what I do today. I told my mother I could never turn around. She got up and hugged me. About a month later, she had a stroke. She's the kind of Indian woman that would not go to the hospital. One time I took her in a cab and she was punching me on the way down there. I don't want to go to no hospital. She always had old lady Smith or somebody come over with medicine and take care of her. But I knew she was bad health. I took her. In one day's time they said she was brain dead. All my brothers and sisters scattered all over Minneapolis, Vernon, I called them in Denver. Everybody I called, they said, oh, we know that you'll know what to do. My mother said, never allow me to be in a hospital. They had her all hooked up with these tubes. The only thing that was keeping her alive was that respirator. The doctors told me that. So they wanted to unhook her. So I called all my family first and asked them for permission to do that. And they said, we know you know what to do. We'll leave it up to you. So I called old lady Smith, this old lady I talked about, used to come to my house, and they'd laugh so hard they'd fall off their chair. They grew up together. I called old lady Smith to come to the hospital. I said, I'm going to unhook my mother. She said, that's good. That's good that you're going to do that. So I unhooked her. About 2 or 3 minutes after I unhooked her, she started to sing. Started to sing Indian. I could barely hear her. I couldn't understand anyway. It was the Ojibwe. And that old lady Smith put her ear down, listened to her, and I was down there. And that old lady Smith started hugging me, smiling at me and shaking her head, yes. Little tears running out of her eyes. And my mother was gone. To her dying day, she could still speak the Ojibwe language. It's just a matter of time. It'll happen. And believe me, we're never going to give up. Chris is never going to give up. These young people that are involved in the struggle will never give up. I might not be here to see it. I already seen Chief Lennewick run out the door. I've seen the Fighting Sioux in North Dakota. This is their last year. Tribes won't support them. They got to go. It's happening all over. It'll happen here with your help. Miigwech, Nikanagana, 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 Nikanagana. All my family, all my relations. Thank you.
Can we get another round of applause for Clyde coming out and speaking?